Perfect. Perfect.
Yeah. Well, alright. Like you always say, welcome, welcome, welcome. #1 sports talking D. We ain't like the Falcons, we won't blow the lead. Look, all we talk is who that, who got cut and who back. Bookies in the vets, players you should look at. It's the Sports Coma, you don't wanna miss it. Got the pre-game, party, post-game statistics. Get a visit from Sway, maybe DC or 5. It's the hottest thing smoking, Big Q and the guys. Go to YouTube Live, make sure you subscribe. Interviews inside the Saints locker room high. Talk to Drew, Jordan, Zach, Peyton, New Orleans, who that nation. Best believe when I say we bleed gold and black. Ain't a miracle or rivalry could ever hold us back. No, Beastquake, Bounty Gate, let the truth be told. It's the Sports Coma, all we know is say Super Bowl. Yeah.
You're listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys on the PRO Media Network.
What's up, fam? What's going on, man? How y'all doing, man? You're rocking with the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys. Thought I'd sprinkle y'all with that new little intro, man. Rocking out. Thanks in part to Black Suede for dropping that on the family. Hope y'all enjoyed that. We're going to be playing that more often, man. That's the theme song for the family. But anyway, welcome to the live stream, family. Sports Coma live stream number 28. I know y'all can't see me. We're having some computer issues. That's why we was a little off, man. But like your boy always do, we always gonna come through. So despite the fact that we don't have a visual podcast, we still functioning. We still kicking it, man. We still doing the damn thing harder than ever. Live stream number 28, show number 429 of the Sports Coma. For those who don't know, we are the #1 independent Saints podcast in the land, baby. If you haven't heard the show before and you're a new listener, new subscriber, please feel free to subscribe and join the family today, man. We are a bunch of thousands of intelligent Saints fans, man, covering the spectrum, dealing with the black and gold, man. So like I said, welcome aboard. Live stream 28, what we're going to be talking about on the show today. We're going to cover all the latest black and gold news. Up to date, it was a very busy day to the point where I said, man, you know what? I got to fire it up. I got to talk to the family, man. A lot of drawbacks. And I said, of course, I had an emergency message that I want to put out to the entire black and gold family because I see a lot of people, man, really kind of panicking, man. And when you lose Drew Brees, he's an important part of the team, but I got to speak to the entire black and gold world right now. The entire Saints nation has to hear this message. So if the family chiming in to hear it, please feel free to take the link from the show and share that sucker. Share it on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, wherever you socialize at. Please feel free at this moment to go out and share the link and get other Saints family involved there, because we got to talk to them and let them know, man, that there is no need to be panicking right now. Of course, I've seen the rankings, and they dropping the Saints all down in the power rankings and all that kind of stuff, and we haven't even played a game outside of the one we just lost to the Rams. So, I mean, it's really kind of pathetic and at the same time, but always remember who these people are, because these were the same people several years ago saying that the Saints wasn't a Super Bowl contender and all that kind of stuff. So I like to say what's happening to all the family members in the chat. Big ups to Daquan, who was the first in the chat. Who that Daquan? Who that Jermaine? He said, I believe in Teddy myself after a good workout with the O-line this week. Watch the difference when they play the Seahawks and them Cowgirls. Daquan said, let me be the first to say this. Who that? And I believe in Teddy. Jermaine said, oh yeah, what it do, baby? Who that? Tramal, who that to you? The hardest beat on YouTube. Daquan says, people forgot that every starter in the league was a second string. Breeze sat behind Rivers, Brady behind Bledsoe, Dak behind Romo, Rodgers behind Favre. Teddy had a depth of time to sit back. And let me say this, man. The Saints have the best situation if you was to lose a quarterback. If you was to lose a quarterback, the Saints have the best situation in the entire NFL to go to the backup. The highest paid backup, one of the most experienced backups who can go and start at several NFL teams today. So it's not as bad as you think in black and gold family. It's not. Teddy Bridgewater, he just needed a little seasoning, but I'm telling you, you don't have to put it all on his shoulders. We're going to be all right. I'm speaking to the entire black and gold family. Listen, we're not panicking. Don't panic. We in good. We're going to be all right these next 6 weeks as Drew Brees, gets that thumb surgery. But You know, I see a lot of people. You're gonna see a lot of bandwagon people jump off it. You're gonna see a lot. You're gonna really see a lot of the Saints fandom be tested because of this loss of Drew Brees to a crucial injury. We've been spoiled now. They have a lot of NFL teams that lose their quarterbacks. Consider yourself blessed, because the Pittsburgh Steelers lost Ben Roethlisberger for the entire season. The Saints, we're just dealing without Drew for 6 weeks, possibly 7 weeks, depending on how fast his rehab goes. So the Saints have the most proven backup quarterback and a guy with extended minutes in the offense. And Sean Payton, remember, he's the QB whisperer, working with Teddy Bridgewater. You're going to see some sports sooner or later, because you have to adjust the playbook for Teddy Bridgewater. It's a set of plays that he's comfortable with running with. Best believe Sean Payton, Pete Carmichael, and the offensive staff is in there putting together a plan to go at the Seattle Seahawks. The defense has to come to play. The offensive line has to come to play. The skill position players have to come to play, and we have to utilize that run again. We covered this on the last show. But anyway, who that to Smoley? All is well, Big Q. Let's do our thing. Thank you, family. Welcome to the live stream. To that, who that? If we can manage 3 wins, we good. Who that to you, family members? All of the people chiming in to the Sports Coma. Please, if you're not a subscriber, please hit the subscribe button and subscribe to the family, man. Like I said before, we are an intelligent group of Saints family. We welcome all our intelligent Saints family in and join the family, man. We have discussions like this all the time. Jermaine says they forgot Teddy first year when he went to the playoffs. Just need to be a team effort. Tramal says, as long as we beat the Cowgirls, I'm good. I hear you. Who that, Devin? Who that to your family? Who that, baby? Welcome to the live stream, a surprise stream to the family members. Soldier for God, Taysom and Teddy, used them both. Who that, Sean D? Big ups to the family. I've been trying to, answer everybody's comments. A lot of comments pouring in, and it just spurred me to say, you know what, all the news is coming out. Let me hit them up, hit my family with a surprise live stream tonight, as more of the family members will start kind of tuning in. Live stream number 28, show 429 is live and in effect. What we covering today, family, we had covering the latest news, injury news, dealing with the Saints, Drew's surgery news. I'll give you something on that. The Saints added a bunch, made some moves, added some players, added some players, divided some players. And, there's some other rumors and stuff that I want to hit you guys with concerning, Colin Kaepernick, those rumors are hitting. And, of course, Ramsey. A lot of people was hitting me up with comments about Ramsey. Who that, Gary? Who that, Jared? Who that to your family? Who that, Daryl? And all the family members that's finally joining in on the live stream here. Now, without further ado, family, we're going to cut right into it and to get to some of these things, man, some of these really important stories that we were bringing up here. Now, the first one I want to talk about, and we kind of go basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of go over I guess I could say like an overview of some of the things that we were seeing, like with the situation dealing with the injuries. Let's start there. We know about Drew Brees' situation with his thumb, as the fact that he did a second opinion from another doctor and decided to go with Dr. Stephen Shin to operating on his thumb. The surgery will be Wednesday, it'll be tomorrow. He elected to undergo the procedure after receiving a second opinion from Dr. Tim Hunt in Houston. He's quoted as saying, "I'm confident the surgery will take place and will dedicate myself to the rehab process to get back as quickly as I can." That's a message from Drew. Now, Brees' diagnosis was a torn ulnar collateral ligament, or UCL, in the thumb of his throwing hand, and is expected to sideline him for at least 6 weeks. And however, Tuesday report stated there is no timetable for Brees' return. He left the game after Aaron Donald kind of tried to slap the ball away and ultimately landed a vicious blow upon his hand that ultimately sent the Saints to a 27-9 loss to the hated and disgusting garbage time Rams. But while he's been as healthy as he hit, like I said, we've been spoiled on Drew. As healthy as a player as he's been over the last couple of late seasons, there'll be no postseason implications. He's missed only one start because of injury in his previous 13 seasons with the Saints. He narrowly lost that 2015 game at Carolina when Luke McCown came in as quarterback. Now he's the all-time lead in completions, 6,621 and passing yards with 44,845. 522 touchdowns tie him for second all time with Tom Brady, 17 behind Peyton Manning. So I still think once he get back, half the season going, I still think Drew can make a run at that record, catching that touchdown record. Now, Saints are already training and practicing up there in the University of Washington's Husky Stadium up there, and they are slated to face Seattle, Dallas, Tampa Bay, Jacksonville, Chicago, and Arizona. Then they get a bye week in Week 9. Then ultimately, after that bye week, Week 10 should be the time when Drew Brees should be making an appearance to come back to his quarterback position. Now, Bridgewater, a second-year Saint and former Pro Bowl quarterback, came back on that that $7.2 million deal to primarily be the backup. Of course, Taysom Hill is the guy that's mixed in. Seen a lot of comments about they need to use both of them. They're going to utilize both of those guys. Taysom Hill is still going to do his gadget plays, and we're going to see exactly what happened. But to bring that all together, and I mix that all together just to say to the family is that Drew Brees, man. Drew Brees we're going to be fine in this whole synopsis. We're going to be fine. You're gonna see us play as basically a team here. That's what's called upon here. We have to play as a team. We have to execute as a team. Running game has to help out with Teddy. It's just a lot of things. We have to play as a team here to fill in for the loss of Drew Brees. Man, what a loss indeed. Also, we said, man, we need another quarterback. There was rumors about Colin Kaepernick as he reached out to several NFL teams, the Jets, the Saints, among others. And the Saints have yet to get back to Colin Kaepernick. But with the only other QB moves the Saints did do was got back in touch with a very familiar quarterback by the name of J.T. Barrett. They signed J.T. Barrett not to the active roster, but to the practice squad in the wake of Drew Brees' injuries. Now, of course, J.T. was released by the Saints. Then he signed on with Seattle. He was ultimately waived by Seattle on August the 10th. Well, they signed him on August the 10th, then waived him on the 31st of August. And he went undrafted out of Ohio State in 2018, went to the Saints rookie camp. He was signed and released more times than I can care to count. But they did add another quarterback, J.T. Barrett, who's kind of familiar with the Saints system. So they're bringing J.T. Barrett back to the Saints roster. Other news to account for, besides the signing of J.T. Barrett to the practice squad, was the fact that the Saints released several players today. They released defensive back Terrell Williams from the practice squad, who was basically there. The big defensive back was released to make room for J.T. Barrett's signing. So Terrell Williams hits the street. And then, of course, some IR news was the fact that Keith Kirkwood is now placed on IR along with Alex Anzalone. We told you about that yesterday. Keith Kirkwood was placed on injury reserve according to the transaction list. He went down with a hamstring injury during warm-ups, and when he was with the Rams, leaving the Saints with just 3 active wide receivers. And of course, he's the second-year man that saw time in 8 games last season. Started 1, caught 13 passes for 209 yards with 2 touchdowns last year. Like, he was injured during much of the preseason as well. He was also played in the season opener against the Houston Texans, but did not record any stats. So they put Keith Kirkwood, one of their favorite sons, who just was hurt pretty much all throughout the training camp, and even some of mini camp. He was just banged up. He couldn't make it, and the Saints said, you know what, shelve him for the year, and they put him on IR. They could bring him back later on. Another few things to talk about here. Alex Anzalone, we talked about him yesterday. He was put on the injury list Monday, according to the transaction report as well. He was an injury Alex Anzalone sustained, but missed a significant chunk of preseason dealing with that shoulder. He first time he practiced fully after sustaining the shoulder injury was September the 7th, and he was quoted as saying, it's good to get back out there. At the end of the day, you're doing what you love to do. At least I am. Now, he played 18 snaps against the Rams, which was 26% of the defensive plays. The Saints drafted him out of the 3rd round in 2017. He's recorded 82 tackles in 2 full seasons with the Saints, 5 tackles for loss, 4 sacks. When he's on the field, he's productive. Now, Alex Anzalone is the 4th Saints linebacker that was placed on IR, joining Will Compton, Colton Jumper, and Josh Martin. So the Saints got a lot of linebackers. So they knew what they was doing when they picked up Kiko Alonso. So he would kind of bridge the gap with that as far as that to go. Another Saint wave was a surprise to me. The Saints released big defensive tackle Taylor Stallworth today. That was really surprising to me. And They waived this second-year defensive tackle. His agent tweeted Tuesday afternoon, extremely deep and talented group this year. I'm surprised if he doesn't get claimed off for waivers. He definitely will get claimed. Stallworth was inactive against the Rams. And on Sunday, now he's a 6'2", 300-pound South Carolina product who went undrafted but played his way into a position as a rookie. He played 14 games, starting in total 1 sack, 1 fumble recovery, 1 tackle for loss, 1 QB hit, and 8 total tackles. And also had 1 tackle in the Saints season opener against the Houston Texans. Sad to see Taylor Stallworth go, but it's just, I don't know what the heck that was about, but the Saints are doing it. Well, you know what it was about, family? Releasing him to bring this guy to the fold. Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Like Jay-Z and the rest of the family said, recently released defensive end Carl Granderson joins the Saints 53-man roster after the exemption was listed. Granderson, undrafted rookie defensive end whose journey led him to the NFL through some legal roadblocks, is now on the Saints 53-man roster. I thought they would get rid of Wes Horton. They decided to get rid of Taylor Stallworth, which pretty much means that we had guys like Mario Edwards Jr. who didn't play, who probably is getting back in the form. You have a David Onyemata who's there. And, the Saints releasing Taylor Stallworth. They still have Shy Tuttle, who they're really big on. So the Saints are kind of deep in that position. But Granderson joins the active roster, man. This dude is now on the active roster. Now, he was allowed to attend meetings and participate in the practice during that time, and the news came on the same day the Saints placed Alex Anzalone and several other players on the injury list. Granderson played collegiately at Wyoming before signing with the Saints, and he had all that stuff doing in the summer. The judge in Wyoming rejected the plea agreement in a sexual battery case, sentenced him to jail on July the 11th. He served a 6-month jail sentence after spending 43 days in jail. Another judge freed Granderson and sentenced him to supervised probation. This decision allowed him to return to the NFL. He was quoted as saying, "I'm thankful for my opportunity." He said in September, "I'm just thankful for a second chance to get out there and work as hard as I can to be on the team." Sean Payton addressed Granderson's situation as well. He said, "We felt in spring we saw a young player that we were certainly excited to work with. Obviously, these are other challenges for him personally have taken precedent, as they should." Now, Granderson adds depth to the defensive end position, joining Cam Davenport, Trey Hendrickson, Wes Horton, and now he's in there as well. So the Saints continue to make a series of moves, it's just what it is, family. Let me see. Yeah, he makes the team. I don't even know if Wes Horton is on this team. I got an active roster that's not showing Wes Horton on the team, so I'm going to have to do a little research on that, family. But anyway, that's most of the news, if not all of the damn news dealing with the Saints today. That was a mouthful, to say the least. Now, I didn't break down and talk about a lot of stuff. Now, I mentioned Colin Kaepernick contacts the Steelers and the Saints. Of course, Stephen A. Smith was covering it from ESPN's First Take. He said that was something he broke. He was quoted as saying, "I'm told that that he's contacted his agent has reached out to the Steelers and other teams, the Saints and Jets. No word from the Jets. They've contacted the Saints. They didn't get any phone calls, but the Saints picked up and signed J.T. Barrett. So don't expect Colin Kaepernick to be in black and gold anytime soon. Just putting it out there. Now, also we had rumors about 2 defensive backs. We covered one. We talked about Minkah Fitzpatrick, and another show we talked about, and now is the time to talk about Jalen Ramsey. But this is another situation where Ramsey went nuclear on Coach Dave Marrone on the game when they lost to the Titans. But this guy's been kind of budging this way for a while. He wants out of Jacksonville, and a lot of the Saints family want Jalen Ramsey to join the team. I don't know what the hell for. He's a shutdown corner. He can improve, but could he be something or somewhat of a distraction? Has 2 years left on his 5-year contract. 1 year, the first year pays him around $5 million. The final year of his contract kicks up to like $13 million. It was similar to what Eli Apple's contract did. Of course, the Saints negated to accept that deal, that ridiculous amount of money that would made him one of the highest paid cornerbacks in the game. But to send out high draft picks and maybe a few building block players to bring in Jalen Ramsey for a 1-year look-see, Is it worth it? If you're thinking it's about Super Bowl in a short time, perhaps it is. So it's a lot of stuff going on to even bring up to talk about dealing with Jalen Ramsey. And before we go to it, I know, family, I done spewed out a bunch of stuff. I done covered a lot of stuff. I just wanted to give it out there. Now let me go turn to the family, man, and see what the family is talking about here in the chat, man. A lot of stuff going on. Let's see. Let me read your chat. Give me just a second, family. Daquan says, we are the only team in the league that can lose a starting Hall of Famer and still win games. Number one team that has a better coach and QB situation. Name one team that has a better coach and QB situation better than the Saints. I'll wait. Good point there, family. As you hear Daquan laying it out. That's one of the things I was bringing before the family, man. Just to be honest with you. A lot of the stuff that we see that's going on with the family, man, is pretty much a lot of people don't just, they kind of losing it right now. They really losing it. And I just think some of that is because, maybe the media and people not understanding how deep this team is. This is a very deep team. There's no need for us to have the mindset that we can't win 4 games or even 3 games to go 500 or 4-2. I'm looking at 4-2. We could possibly go as bad as 4-2. In these few games here and keep the ball rolling. That's the bottom line. But I have to explain that, man. That's what my stance is, because even though you give Teddy Bridgewater preparation and put him as a starting quarterback, let him get snaps behind the rest of those guys and kind of groove or fit your offense to his best skills, hit the best plays that he's comfortable with running. Sean Payton and them are going to sit down with this guy and they're definitely going to go over it. Bottom line. Soldier for God says Taysom and Teddy use them both. They will. Sean, what up? And Daryl says, thank you for giving us hope. No problem, bro. Thank you. Soldier says our secondary needs help. Apple is garbage. Ramsey is out there. What are you going to give up for him? That's the thing. Ramsey is a talent. He is a talented cornerback. He's volatile. But what you going to give up? There are 2 defensive backs out there that these guys are writing these articles and they throwing this out there to the family and everybody that comes on to the free agency period right now. The articles like the Saints need to go get that guy. The Saints need to go get that guy. Minkah Fitzpatrick does make sense because the Saints need a safety back there. They don't have a safety. No disrespect to Von Bell or Marcus Williams, but Minkah Fitzpatrick is a special talent that they can add. I'm for that. But the Jalen Ramsey thing, I don't know if we would want to work with Jalen Ramsey. I don't know if I would want. He's a special talent on the team. Don't get me wrong, but the argument is that would be a giving up resources to acquire a player for the here and now because you damn sure ain't gonna keep him beyond this year. But if it's for the Super Bowl, it makes a lot of sense. So I can argue either way. And I guess I'm sitting on the fence when it comes to that because I can share the mentality of a person that's telling me if it's all about Super Bowls, go get Ramsey. I can get that. But I don't want to cripple my team into the future just to get Ramsey for a 1-year rental. You get what I'm saying? So it's several situations that we have to think about here to improve the team moving ahead. Remember, to get these players, we have to give up something and not just picks. They might want players as well, and not just bum players. Nobody's going to take Ken Crawley for Jalen Ramsey. Only a buffoon and a boob would do such a thing. And we ain't got too many of them making trades in the league right now. Okay, Jermaine, he's a Ramsey guy. He said we need to go get Ramsey as soon as possible. Pay that man whatever he need to be a Saint. See, that's what I'm saying. So we'll give up first-round draft picks, second-round draft picks to acquire this guy for 1 year. He has 2 years left on his contract. You get him now, he's making about $5 million this year. Next year goes up to $13 million. So we use him for a 1-year rental, then dispouse him, then get rid of him. I mean, it depends on what side of the fence you're sitting on. But we definitely need help in the secondary. But is it a player problem or is it just a scheme problem or both? Because if it's a scheme problem, it could be fixed. Maybe we don't have the correct players out there. Maybe we need to consider switching players around. We need to get inventive. How about moving P.J. Williams from cornerback to safety? How about converting Chauncey Gardner-Johnson from safety to cornerback? You see what I'm saying? How about giving Patrick Robinson an opportunity to start a little bit more? Is it a player personnel issue or is it schematic? That's what we have to think about before we reach out into the trade market and go get Minkah Fitzpatrick or Jalen Ramsey, because those are really solid players that's going to cost you capital. Let me keep reading down an article to address some of the families. Questions, concerns, and comments, family. Please feel free to hit it up. In about 5 minutes, I'm going to open up the phone lines. Y'all guys can feel free to call in on the phone line. I know y'all probably don't know it. I'm going to put it in the chat so the family can kind of chime in. So, I mean, at the end of the day, family, we covering a barrage of topics. I'm sorry to drop them on y'all one by one like I did. It was a lot to cover. So I figured that if I was going to do it, if we was going to cover something, let's go ahead on and cover it. And I know that if y'all have any questions, we can always bounce back, flashback, and reach back into to do what we need to do to cover the rest of them. So anyway, I'm gonna put the number in the chat in momentarily so that you guys could call in. We'll open the phone lines up in about 5 minutes, so the family can call in and give their thoughts on Ramsey, Kaepernick, the releasings that happened today, Carl Granderson. It is a lot. It's a lot to cover, family. So feel free today to open up and talk about it. I know you guys want to talk about it. We're going to talk about it today. We're going to talk about it, baby. We're going to let it all hang out, baby. We're going to talk about it. But anyway, let me see. Going down the list of things here, to get down with some of the family members, what they're saying. Let's see here. Tramal says when Rankins coming back. Rankins not done. I say Rankins needs at least another month or so before he comes back. It's 2 games, maybe another couple of games before we start see him receive snaps. You won't see him you'll see him get incremental snaps coming into it. Sean Payton's not. I don't think Payton's going to play him until at least another couple of games before we see Sheldon Rankins make an appearance. Tramal, True Louisiana, who that baby says, Soldier, I would love for them to make a move for Ramsey if they got cap space or can make space for him. They could definitely, most certainly make space for him, TRU, True Louisiana. The issue is that's a great point. The cap space, because I think the Saints sit right currently about just $2 million over the cap according to Sport Track. I'm going to have to research that again. That was a day or so ago. But as far as my current knowledge on it, the Saints have about $2 million in cap money. That guy makes over $5 million a season. And what, and it was the talk about it was a talk about Jalen Ramsey. Then it was the talking about Minkah Fitzpatrick. I mean, what do we do here? We spinning these things different ways. What do we do? Daquan says the Jaguars are asking for 2 first-rounders for Ramsey. See what I'm talking about? They want 2 first-rounders for Ramsey. There's no way the Saints are going to surrender 2 first-round draft picks for a 1-year rental of Jalen Ramsey. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. It makes no sense. They're not going to do that. So if that's the asking price, and believe you me, they got other teams that are willing to pay that price. The Saints will not surrender draft capital like that for Jalen Ramsey for a 1-year rental. It won't happen. It would be something different if he had a more laid out contract. But when Jalen Ramsey's contract comes due the following year, he's going to be making $13 million according to his contract. Who wants that? Who wants to hold on to that? Anyway, Daquan said the Jaguars asking for the 2. True Louisiana said they re-signed JT Barrett. We covered that. Sean said, I don't think this team is going to tank. 3-3 will get us there. Thank you, Sean. Devin says, if Teddy gets us at least 500, that would be good. That's 2 family members saying the same thing. Soldier said, I'll try my best to get him. Travis, who that to you, baby? Soldier for God says, Kirkwood, garbage. I prefer Emmanuel Butler. Damn, bro. Larry Williams, who that, Larry? Tramal says, Granderson's going to kiss them female trainers like AB. Man, listen, AB you read that report, dude. Read the report. AB did more than kiss them girls. He did all kind of stuff to that old girl there. Too vulgar for me to get to on this show. Larry, True Hammer says, Larry Williams said, I wanted Lil Jordan Humphrey. Somebody's going to get activated, yet we'll find out probably some round tomorrow if they'll bring it. My guess is it won't be Humphreys or Emmanuel Butler. I think it'll be Austin Carr. That's who I think they'll activate. Tramal says Ramsey's going to cost too much. Jermaine says, what about the backfield for us? Backfield in terms of the running backs, is that what you make mention of, Jermaine? Is that what you're saying? Sean, who that? No to Jalen Ramsey. Soldier says Marcus garbage tackling with his head down. Soldier says altogether 10-6. Jermaine, we need help back there. I think Lattimore is not a shutdown back anymore in my eyes like he was in his first year. Being a little, we got to pump our brakes on that. Lattimore's in his sophomore year. There's such thing as sophomore slump. It is a such thing as a sophomore slump. Most players go through that. He had a fantastic time. I don't think he's I don't agree with you, Jermaine, about him not being a shutdown corner. Listen, this guy is gonna bounce back from this. You know, all the best do have off games. You look up when Deion Sanders was playing. Deion Sanders surrendered touchdowns. No cornerback in the history of the NFL didn't surrender touchdowns. Now, how did they react after having an off game will determine how great these players are. You know how Marshawn Lattimore was when he surrendered multiple touchdown games before he had the guy catch a touchdown. He responded in kind. So why would I not think Marshawn Lattimore will respond in kind this time around? I got to give Marshawn Lattimore the benefit of the doubt, family. I think he's definitely a shutdown cornerback, and he is the strength of that secondary unit. He is the strength. They look to him. He's one of the smartest guys back there. He takes all of the toughest challenges, and it's just what it is. He gets the toughest guy every damn game. The first game he had DeAndre Hopkins. This game he had the speedy Brandon Cooks out there. The guy gets the toughest guy every damn game, and most of the time he plays really well. He's a Pro Bowl caliber cornerback, so I'm not going to buy that. I think he is a shutdown cornerback, and he will respond in kind. Watch it. Daquan says Minkah is with the Pittsburgh Steelers as of last night, so he's off the trading block. So there it is, Minkah. I didn't know that, Daquan. I thought he was still on the block, but according to Daquan, the Steelers got him. I'm gonna have to do some research on that. Soldier says, yeah, Jermaine, he's still getting burnt. Travis, I don't know if we're going to win, but I feel Teddy going to have a good game. Thank you, Travis. Jermaine says, yeah, and tackling of the D needs to improve as soon as possible. Trust me, it will. The strength of this team, in part, is the defensive line. Cam Jordan is the leader of this defense. And trust me, this was a smack in the Saints' mouth. Not the fact that the Saints lost Drew Brees was one thing, but look out at the tape if you can stand to look at the tape again. Look at the damn tape. You'll see for yourself how really terrible the Saints look in many phases of the game, especially the offensive line. And the defensive line did a pretty decent job in holding Gurley down or whatnot. They just couldn't put up points besides field goals. Had the Saints been able to muster some points after Drew went down, it might have been a different affair. But at the end of the day, the defense can only hold up so long until other aspects have to help them out. So we're going to need other aspects to contribute. The special teams, besides field goals and punts, to put the opposing team in difficult spots on the field. We must look at them getting kick returns and punt returns for touchdowns and setting up field position to help this backup quarterback compete and help. All aspects of the team must step up and step to another level. That is what happened when you lose a player as invaluable as Drew Brees. Every player has to step up on another level. The question is this type of team? That's the question. The real question is not how good Teddy Bridgewater is or can he win games. The truth is, if you look at his past, he's won games. He's won more games than most backups ever did within a certain period of time that he's played. The reality is this the type of team? If this is a Super Bowl team, and not just Super Bowl at the quarterback position, but other aspects of this team, is this team tough enough, balanced enough, hungry enough to pull off wins while the Hall of Fame quarterback is rehabbing? And I would say astoundingly yes, no doubt about it. It's not just Drew that makes this a Super Bowl team. You remove some of the weapons that the Saints have, any quarterback will find it difficult to win. If you take Mike Thomas or Elvin Kamara, Jared Cook, despite how shitty he played, and away from the team. This is a Super Bowl team. You know, we just need to hold it together about 6 or so weeks before we get our Hall of Fame quarterback, and I'm confident that they can do that. Scoob, who that? Scoob Devin says, I'm getting tired of Marcus Williams old tackles. Hold on, I skipped a few people. Hold on. Okay, Travis said, I don't know. Okay, yeah, Bentley Morrison. Who that, Bentley? He says, Mika signed with the Steelers. Thank you, family, for saying that. I didn't. I checked the other day, but looked like Fitzpatrick is off the board. Some of the family members said he signed with the Steelers. The Steelers got ahead of a safety. True Louisiana, Ramsey is a locker room problem. Two has much mouth on him. He don't fit what the Saints trying to do, that's for certain. I'm getting tired of Marcus Williams, says Devin. Paul says the Saints look 9-7 or 8-8 at the worst. Damn, Paul. Who that, by the way? Just a second, family. A lot of trying to get to all of the Saints family. Soldier says Ramsey upset he's on the garbage team. I don't blame him. The Rook number 10, who that to you, said trade Teddy to the Jags for Ramsey. Who gonna play quarterback? I mean, Taysom Hill, who gonna back him up? JT Barrett. I mean, you get rid of your best backup for a cornerback, your offense won't be able to score. I mean, you could put Taysom Hill in there. Don't get me wrong. I love that the action that he brings. Listen. Sean Payton is not starting Taysom Hill just because he's the gadget guy. Sean Payton, deep down in his heart, feel like Teddy Bridgewater is a better quarterback than Taysom Hill at this point. Let's face facts. Despite the fact that you might not agree with what I just said, family, understand that that's what Sean Payton is bringing out there. Sean Payton is telling you that Teddy Bridgewater at this point of his career is a better quarterback than Taysom Hill. I mean, it's what it is. That's what the coach is saying. And this True Louisiana said we do need to hold on to our first round picks. We can luck up on a really good young QB in the draft. So many in college this year. Thank you. That's true. Louisiana. Sean C says we need to help, but we can't go back to a volatile locker room. That's how we got to 7 and 9 seasons. I don't think that's gonna happen. There's too many people on this team from that 7 and 9 season, especially Cam Jordan, that know how it feels to be losers. Those guys will never sink that. This is true professionals. Devin says look like this year's 8-8 or 9-7. May win after NFC South due to the schedules. AJ Pierce, who that? Tank for Jay Hurts. Tank for Jalen Hurts. Larry Williams says trade Crawley and Apple for Ramsey. They won't go for that. Larry. They don't want that. Scoop says we won't lose 2 first rounders in the consecutive years. Let either of them be if that's the case. Demi says good evening. Hey Demi, who that to you? Paul says Dennis Allen's scheme is the big problem. It makes the secondary look terrible, and the linebackers can't carry the load. Crawley and Apple, True Louisiana said, I don't blame the Saints. It's now time to grab us a young great QB for the future and next year's draft. 9 o'clock props. Who that to your family? Been a while. I'm not counting Teddy out just yet. I want to see him play after a full week of practice with the first unit. Plus, I'm sure Sean Payton will draw plays that plays to his strength. Sean says, Devin, if we look to get 10 wins, we win the playoffs. We will win the playoffs. Breeze will have to truly be better, but this shoulder will be rested. Brady Hoover, who that to you? We better draft a corner first round pick this draft coming up. Sean says get in the playoffs. I got you, Sean. Shannon, who that? I agree. Austin Carr plays the slot just like Kirkwood. Butler plays Michael Thomas's role. Donovan, who that, baby? 9 o'clock prop says Lattimore usually gets better as the year goes on. Thank you, family, for co-signing with me. Tremal says the Jags will not take Crawley or Teddy for Ramsey. Devin says secondary issue look to be mental more than anything. You think so, Devin? More mental than anything. I said, is it player or schematics? You brought it up a level above it and says mental. Could be confidence in the scheme, but that's where it goes back to. Do you have confidence in the coaches to fix it? That's what it comes down to. And I keep saying that we have some of the best coaches in the league. Aaron Glenn is going to get his guys ready. Dennis Allen is going to get those guys ready. He's going to figure it out. Trust and believe that. Still early in the season. Sean says Lattimore gives people problems. He will get better. Thank you. True Louisiana says Devin facts they gave up quickly is what I see, or don't try that hard, especially when tackle. Paul says, yeah, the Steelers got Fitzpatrick yesterday. Q, thank you. Tremal says I would trade P.J. Williams for some Raising Canes. True Louisiana said Tremal, he likes that. Old dirty bastard. Who that, baby? Don't trade our first round picks until we see what this team will be. We might need that pick by the end of the year. I wouldn't mind getting Jerry Jeudy from Bama. Oh, yeah, that dude's good. Donovan says Steelers gave up 2020 first round pick and swap picks in 2021 and 2022. That's a lot to surrender, man. Tremal says facts. 9 o'clock, Tremal. throw in a strawberry big shot. You got a deal. Demi said the team need to catch Teddy's passes. That's true. Donovan, why bring back Barrett when Cap is out there? They're not looking for Cap. I don't think anybody looking for Cap right now. Maybe the Jets are in a peculiar situation. I wouldn't be upset if they did. I don't think the Saints looking for Kaepernick. They still have, I think, getting JT Barrett provides them with a viable option to somebody that's familiar with the Saints offense. And it was just a basic move, to go to get JT Barrett and bring him back. It was pretty simple. Donovan says Jalen Hurts will probably be out there when we pick. Daryl Hatcher, who that to you, says give Teddy a chance. It's his job to lose. Give him some chance with the starting O-line. Give him some time with the starting O-line. But anyway, that's a lot of the family's conversation. I think I got through most of them. But that's the thing we're talking about today, family. We're looking at a lot of this stuff. But it comes down to Teddy Bridgewater. Do you believe, and I want you guys to hit it up in the chat and let me know. We opening up the phone lines for the family to feel free to call in. The numbers in the chat, 504. The number's 504 475 4482. The lines are open, family, for you can call and speak to voice your message about the team as it stands. And I want you to chime in and give me your thoughts on the Jalen Ramsey rumors. Should the Saints go out and get them? What do you think? I know we didn't get a chance, family. I didn't get a chance to open up the phone lines before, but I'm saying to myself, like, you know what, family, I need to go ahead on and open up the phone lines. The family members, I was supposed to do it on the Sunday show, and I was unable to do it in the Sunday show. So I'm saying, you know what, family, we're gonna do it now. I got to do it for the family members now. So I'm opening up the phone lines. The phone lines are now open. 504-475-4482. You can feel free to call. Demi asking about Carl Granderson. Yes, Demi, the Saints activated Carl Granderson today. The Saints have activated Carl Granderson today. So the Saints have activated Carl Granderson today. So just to let the Saints Nation know. And let's see here. We might be. Thank you, Donovan. Appreciate you, baby. Donovan, good job. Q, thank you, sir. Thank you for your donation. Appreciate you, man. We have some of the best family members in the world, man. We pride ourselves in calling us the number one Saints independent Saints podcast in the land. That's because we got the number one best people in the land, man, that support us. Y'all are some of the brightest, if not the brightest people when it come down to talking about the Saints, man. You know what I'm saying? And life, period. Y'all guys have a well-grounded, y'all make it easy for me to sit up here and talk about these issues because y'all are well-rounded, man. Y'all are not emotional or what I would call sensitive Saints fans. You guys are special people, man. You guys know you're well-rounded in life, and you guys are and it tells in your thought process dealing with sports. And how it's like you guys have like a GM mindset, how you decipher the game. Very analytical, very professional, man. Not just a bunch of people just spurling out a bunch of stuff that don't make no sense. But anyway, yeah, damn it, just to let you know, they activated Kiss the Girls and Make Them Cry today. He is now a member on the team. They got rid of Taylor Stallworth, and my mindset to have a yes. And she says, wow, it's true. That's what happened. A-Roll, who that? What about Eli or Ryan Fitzpatrick? No, sir. No, we don't need none of those guys. Eli Manning was an interesting one, but I think it just caused problems in your locker room. Soldier says he holds the ball too long. He holding the ball too long, bro, because he's not comfortable of where he's going with the ball, so he holding that ball a little longer. And he's doing more than that. When he was making the throws and going through the progressions to make throws, he was actually taking, if you watch the tape, he was hesitating and throwing the ball and not giving up. It's just a confidence thing, man. It's just, that's what it basically comes down to. It's a confidence thing. He wasn't truly confident in the game, and Teddy Bridgewater is one of those players that you could tell that he is a guy that, you need him. he needs to be confident to play. He needs to know. He needs to go through his progressions. And let's be honest with you, the Saints offensive line was pathetic and garbage for pretty much all of the game. Would you feel comfortable standing your ass back there while they block for you and they know they just got Drew Brees hurt? I mean, come on. I mean, it's a lot of stuff going on here. So let's resync. You lost the loss. It was a nasty loss. I wouldn't even show the tape. I would have burned the tape. Everybody knew that what they needed to do to step up. Okay, the right one says, give me the number again. 504-475-4482 is the number, family. One more time. I put it in the chat. It's 504-475-4482. That is the call-in number. You can feel free to call in questions, concerns, comments, or whatever you want to do. We got it here, baby. We're going to talk about it here. We're going to talk about it, baby. We're going to get it all in today. So that's just some of the things we're going to talk about today on the show. Anyway, Devin says Rams is going to cost too much, not worth selling in the future. Tramal says, I wonder when Granderson will start playing. I would say this week. Why not? Carl Granderson has been cleared. Why would you hold him back? They need his pass rushing ability. Why would you not play Carl Granderson this week? There's absolutely nothing stopping him from playing this week. You will be able to see him. I guess you see Trey Hendrickson is doing really well. That's a pleasant surprise to see Trey Hendrickson balling right now. But to get Carl Granderson as the fourth pass rusher, the Saints need every pass rusher help they can get. And to see Carl Granderson get out there, despite all of the shenanigans and the things that he's been doing, you know, he's got a clean bill of health. Now, get it. The way it happened, think about it like this, Demi, and I know, man, we talked about this before on the show, but things have changed in terms of Carl Granderson. The way the judge handled the case to get him out kind of shines a light on him as to degree. You see what I'm saying? He didn't do his whole 6-month term because the judge did something that was stupid to allow him to get out. But now that he's out, I don't expect him to be a big help, but the Saints need any pass rusher they can get. Count on Carl Granderson playing this week, man. No doubt about it. There's no reason why he shouldn't play. Once again, thank you, Donovan, for your donation, big brother. Thank you. Appreciate you, bro. Love y'all. Thank you for your support. Tramal says, I would rather keep Teddy than get Eli or Fitzpatrick. Paul says, hit the like button, share, family. Thank you, Paul, for that. All the family members, feel free in the live stream. If you haven't already liked the show, it's 40-something family members in the building right now. Please, if all of the family members, please feel free to hit the subscribe button right now and help your boy out. Help us spread the platform for the rest of the Saints family as well. And we're going to keep it rolling. Let me keep it going, family. I'm sorry, I got a little distracted looking at something. Sean says, Big Q, Sean said, I'm a sensitive Saints fan. When I found Breeze went down, I had one bad night at work. Hey, listen, bro. It's a difference between a sensitive Saints fan and, I guess, a caring Saints fan. Sensitive Saints fan can't handle nothing bad about the team. You know what I mean? And let me define it again, bro. You're not saying that you shouldn't have any emotion or show emotion in a positive or negative way towards your team. That's absolutely not what I'm saying. I'm saying where you show emotion to the point where it stops your logic centers from functioning. That's what I'm talking about. I'm saying that some people out there, and I call them sensitive Saints fans because they become so emotional, it literally stops their logic mind from functioning. We can still be emotional and logical at the same time, just as long as we don't have one more than the other. We operate with a balance. You see what I'm saying? So I can feel you being emotional when you're seeing Drew go down, because not only did we get the loss, not only did we lose to the Rams, not only did we lose Drew Brees, that's a lot of things to lose. So it's no doubt there's nothing wrong with being a little emotional, bro. It's funny. Kentrell Hobbs, who that, baby? Eli, not a West Coast offense quarterback. Soldier says, you're right, Q, offensive line wasn't blocking. I'm telling you, Soldier for God 77, you stand back there and try to make a pass with that pathetic offensive line they was playing the way they playing. You just watched your Hall of Fame quarterback get hurt by the best defensive player. You gonna stand back there and feel confident? And I'm coming off a microfracture surgery a year or so ago that people said ultimately that I shouldn't have even been able to play. I shouldn't have never played again. You see what I'm saying? So it was he wasn't confident in the slightest of going in there, is what I'm saying at the end of the day. Anyway, family, to call that number for the show today, just to let the family know we're doing something. I guess it's more like a live podcast. This is pretty much how we do them on Spreaker. If you guys have never experienced a live podcast, it's just the sound with no pictures. Now I'm doing that because I'm having issues with my camera. That's why I was a little late, but it never stops the train, baby. We got to keep it going, baby. We won't stop. We got to talk about the Saints. We got to handle it, baby. This is Saint. This is Reverend Saint here, baby. We going to handle it. We going to take care of business. Now I want everybody out there to understand something, baby, that the New Orleans Saints will be everything. They're going to take care of business, baby. We got to get behind Teddy Bridgewater, baby. The offensive line got to handle business. You see what I'm saying, baby? Everybody got to step up and do everything they need to do there, baby. We going to be all right, baby. We're gonna be fine. God bless this team, baby. Don't you know, baby, that God is a Saints fan, baby? Didn't you know that, baby? That's a new shirt coming out, baby. It's called God is a Saints fan, baby. That's called God is a Saints fan, baby. We are the Saints, baby. We're gonna be all right, baby. Don't get frizzled. Don't get turned upside down, baby. Keep your wits about you, baby. Know that we working with something true, something special, baby. And it's just another adversity that we got to beat there, baby. So thank you, baby. Thank you. Appreciate you. Who that, baby? Who that? I appreciate you there, Reverend Saint. That was Reverend Saint, y'all. He chimed in there. And Reverend had took the mic from me for a second. The Reverend had to talk to the family for a few minutes. I had to give up the mic, family. Okay, now let's keep it going, man. Let's see, where did I leave off? Tramal says, I think Donald hit Bree's hands on purpose. ODB said everybody wants taste from the start until they realize he can't go through his progressions properly. The athleticism is cool till the teams actually start game planning for you. Good point, ODB. ODB is hitting on something. Now, Taysom started showing his progressions reading during the season, so really interesting, man, to say the least. Now, Larry said you tap into your 80s wrestling voice. What are you talking about, Macho Man? Is that? Nah, bro, that's not Macho Man. I know where you're coming from, Larry. No, that's that's Macho Man. No, Reverend Saint's a different character altogether. Oh man, you gotta have fun, baby. Demi says I've been praying for Carl Q. Thank you, Demi. We gonna all need it. The whole team, we're gonna be fine, baby. You heard, Demi. You heard what the Reverend said. You heard Reverend Saint what he said. You heard what Reverend Saint said. You know, with Reverend Saint, he gave me hope with that speech right quick. Young Bloods 46, who that, baby? He said Kiko Alonso should start in place of Alex Anzalone against the Seahawks. Any word on Traquan Smith's injury? Not until tomorrow, there, bro. We should know something about Traquan Smith's injury tomorrow. The fact that he wasn't put on IR is positive, but we should see activating. I'm thinking Austin Carr gets activated tomorrow because he knows the system. He's a guy that they can trust to catch the ball, unlike Jared Cook did in the first game. So we should know something about Traquan Smith injury tomorrow. And Kiko Alonso should start getting some reps to play. I don't know how much he'll play because he just joined up with the team, and I don't know how much of the playbook that he knows, but we should see him in some kind of capacity with hope. He's a smart guy, man. So hopefully we can acclimate the guy into that. Thanks for the question. LBR Productions #1. We're going to give Jared Cook the pass for dropping 4 passes. We're going to give him a pass. No, bro. Nah, you ain't here the last show, bro, did you? I lambasted Jared Cook's ass for that, man. I laid into him. I'm not going to let you come up in here and collect $16 million or whatever it is for 2 years and get up in there and drop 4 passes in the game and then was responsible for a fumble, for a drop interception. He had 2 opportunities on that play. Not only did the guy hit him, he caught the ball, the guy hit him, then the ball came back to him, and then he fumbled it into the man. Look at the play. So no, LBR, I'm not giving him no passes. I got on him for that. I get on all of them when they do wrong. If Drew do wrong, I get on him too, and I give him credit too. But no, nobody's oblivious to the lambastement. If they do silly stuff like that buffoon did in those 4 games, that's ridiculous. Jared Cook, we ain't bring you here to do that. We could have kept Ben Watson to drop passes if that's what we was gonna do. We could have kept Dan Arnold if we were gonna drop passes. We ain't bring you here to drop passes. And he got to understand the spotlight is on him too, man. I'm watching Jared Cook. and he better have a performance better than what the hell he did against the Rams. Who that? Elite Goods in the building. Who that, baby? We're gonna be good. You heard me. I'm excited to see what we do. We're gonna be good. Thanks for the positive energy, family. Also, I'm gonna see here the family. I'm gonna let y'all know the call-in number again is 504. Let me put it in the chat so the family can see it. Again, it's 504-475-4482. So let me kind of put it there, fam. I'm gonna put it in the chat again. Give me just a second here. We're gonna punch it in there. 504-475-4482. That's the call-in number. Once again, it's in the chat. Bentley, who that Bentley? He says Carl isn't in football playing shape. Soft tissue injuries are very easy to pick up. Bring him along slowly so he doesn't end up on IR. Good point there, Bentley. Good point. Not saying you'll see him a lot, bro, but you don't think for a second that the Saints will kind of acclimate him. Right, but that's true. That's true too. He'll be brought along slowly like Sean Payton would do with Sheldon Rankins. But at the end of the day, the man been in prison. So I don't know what you could do besides push-ups. And I know they got weights in prison, you know. But we're going to see how it goes, family. We're going to see how it goes. But good comment, Bentley. Keep him going, brother. Tramal says, Reverend Saint sound like my drunk uncle. You got a drunk uncle that sound like that, Tramal? Really? And he talk like that? Say, yeah, Tramal, baby. Yeah, baby. Yeah, Tramal. That you got a drunk uncle that talks like that? That's funny, bro. Larry says, Sean says he like Reverend Saint. Reverend Saint, man, is a good dude, man. I hear y'all, he's a good dude. 9 o'clock said I thought that was Randy Watson. Okay, Daryl said, what about them receivers? What about what receivers that they're dropping the yeah. Mike Thomas dropped passes. Man, listen. Ted Ginn was invisible. Ted Ginn had 7 catches in the first game. Absolutely no catches in the next game. I don't know if it's the fact they didn't throw to him. I knew Teddy Bridgewater was attempting to throw deep at times and was just overthrowing people. He just didn't have any rhythm. And it just was a comedy of errors. And I don't expect the Saints, as good as they are. And remember, Teddy Bridgewater been on his team. This is his second year. He had nothing but opportunities to sit there and hold the clipboard for Drew Brees and learn behind the master. So sooner or later he would get an opportunity. We knew. That's why big ups to Sean Payton, man. Besides we giving him all this flack, but big up to Coach Payton for keeping that guy. For keeping him, because a lot of people wanted to trade Bridgewater for Taysom Hill, and they might be warranted. But the Saints decided to keep him, and big ups to Teddy Bridgewater for not bucking to go to Miami. He decided to stay here, and the Saints knew that at some point you got a 40-year-old quarterback. What if the freaking guy gets hurt? He's 40 years old. We take Drew Brees for granted in terms of his health, but if you look around the entire NFL, look at all those teams losing their quarterbacks. Come on. Look at them. I mentioned Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is now out of the running for anything because they lost Ben Roethlisberger. You see what I'm saying? So we got to be thankful of that, man. Paul says, what if the offensive line don't get no better with run or pass blocking? What will Sean Payton do? I don't even buy into that, Paul, because the bottom line is how angry Sean Payton was after that interview. You think for a second that the offensive line will not respond in kind? And I've been sitting up here saying all this time that the Saints have the best offensive line in pro football. They're true professionals. They know they had a stink fest of a game against the Rams, the Saints. Everybody pissed off about that, including Sean Payton. And Sean Payton pissed off about it. He gonna make sure all his coaches is pissed off about it, because trust me, he gonna go in there and lambaste them offensive line coaches and the skill player coaches. He gonna get on all of them, and they had vinegar and all kind of stuff thrown around in that freaking place. Sean Payton slamming stuff all up against the wall, breaking clocks like he was known to do. He's gonna make those guys respond. Best believe that. Those are professionals on that in the Saints. Like, that's what makes them contenders. Not just Drew Brees. He sits atop of the machine, but the mechanism is made up of key and solid pieces that are true consummate professionals. This is a well-rounded, veteran, high caliber, quality team led by a Hall of Fame quarterback. You put a guy like Teddy Bridgewater, who could be half of what Drew Brees up there, as long as he don't commit mistakes and errors and orchestrates that offense, which is known to be a QB-friendly offense, we should be fine. I mean, we will be fine. So I'm not looking at the fact that the Saints offensive line will not retaliate. It's just bad the Seattle Seahawks will be the team that they have to retaliate against. This is a true test for the Saints to see how good they are. That's what it comes down to. How good are you without your Hall of Fame quarterback? How good are you without that? Could you get over these adversities? Could you leap these obstacles, these hurdles, so that you can be in a position to be a championship team? Because it ain't all about just sitting there and coasting through the regular season. We have to go through some adversity to gain success. Name me one person out here in the chat that didn't go through any adversity to have success. Come on, family. I'm talking to all my family members up there. Who that, Cheryl? But let me ask you this. And JT, who that to you? Who that, Daryl? All you guys out there, I'm asking this. Which one of you people out there never went through any adversity? Everybody out there in life has went through something to get to something, right? Talk to me, family. It's no different than the New Orleans Saints organization. They will not relent. Trust me, this is a Super Bowl team. It's made of some really good players that understand that this is what it takes to win games in the NFL. They're going to take away our quarterback. We're still going to win. We take away some alignment. We're still going to win. This guy gets hurt. The next guy step up. We'll make it happen. That is having confidence in your team, not dumb faith in your team that they'll win like, oh, this is my team, I'm just going to be confident. No, it's a reason why we feel the way we do. And then if you ask me, I'll give you a list of reasons why I think that the Saints will win at least 4 games of the next 6 games to keep them in contention for something. So, I mean, at the end of the day, this is a solid core. Teddy Bridgewater will get acclimated because the Saints will shift the offense around the plays that he's comfortable with. Sean Payton's a professional. Come on, family. He at times he gets short-sighted, but after a major loss like that, he's good at refocusing, readjusting, and getting his team on task. And that's what I'm talking about. Anyway, let me keep it going, family. Get back. The chat is the call in number is 504-475-4482. That's 504-475-4482 for those who want to chime in and talk. Questions, concerns, comments, rumors that you might have heard, all that you could chime in, talk to your boy, and let me know what you're thinking about. Larry says, straight like that. I know I was a big fan. Randy Watson says, Sean. Devin says the O-line will be all right. Donovan says Alex is on IR. Yeah, we covered that earlier in the show, that Donovan. Alex Anzalone is on the IR list as well as Keith Kirkwood. We covered that today. 9 o'clock prop said, I'm still optimistic about the team, man. Good for you, 9 o'clock. Don't get upset. We good, baby. Don't even worry about it. Reverend Saint Tremal says, Reverend Saint sounds like the old man that be chasing the girls and she-she's. Oh, man, y'all funny dudes, man. Y'all really is, man. But hold on, fam. We're going to get a call here. Going to talk to one of the family members. What's going on, fam? You rocking with the Sports Coma. Who am I talking to?
What up, my man? This is the right from Orlando, Florida. What's happening?
What's going on, fam? How you doing, brother?
Who that? You already know what's happening. Good to hear you, boy. Usually I don't get this opportunity of working.
Well, talk to me, brother. How you feel? How you feel about all the craziness that's going on right now, my brother? What do you think we need to do?
I'm trying to deal with, at least trying to understand the Teddy Bridgewater thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
And the reason why I say that is because we use Taysom Hill to give the team a spark.
Okay.
And I understand that we have had opportunities where Teddy has displayed behind the ones in a preseason game, confidence. However, I feel like confidence don't come overnight. It's going to take a gradual time to happen. However, if Taysom is your spark, what are you hiding him for? What's the nature of keeping him on the bench? Is it because of money or is it because of capabilities? Because when Taysom comes in, everybody knows that's the spark. But give me your opinion. I'm open. So that's my question.
All right. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, the right one, bro. And thank you for the call, my brother. And I'm gonna do you. So let me get this straight, but before I'm gonna hold on to you for just a second.
Okay.
This the thing, man. With Taysom, like I mentioned in the shop. Don't get me wrong. A lot of people thinking, well, Q, you kind of I don't know what you're thinking on Taysom Hill. I don't know, that, and there. I think Taysom Hill, man, is an excellent player. Right now, I think what Sean Payton's doing in terms of taking him away from, because by trade, the guy's a quarterback, right? But, but they're taking him away from the quarterback duties by having him play special teams, by playing wide receiver, by playing tight end. I mean, to the point where they've literally taken, A.J. Derby and a few other decent tight ends off the team and cleared the spot for him to sit so they can hold on to Ken Crawley for whatever strange reason. But at the end of the day, I'm saying Taysom Hill to me is an excellent player. I think had he had more time to kind of work on just being a quarterback, I think he'd be more of a serious challenger for Teddy Bridgewater. But Sean Payton knows that Taysom has his time coming. I just don't think it's right now. Teddy Bridgewater, in Sean Payton's opinion, gives them their best opportunity to win games right now. That's why he didn't trade him. That's why he didn't release him despite the horrible play during the minicamp. And prior to that, as he began the terrible outing he had when he was sick in the preseason, stuff like that. They believe in this guy. They think that they can work with him and, become the QB whisperer to help his game together and get him to kind of orchestrate this offense.
Real talk.
But
thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Thank you, the right one. Appreciate. Thank you, brother. Who that to you, brother? Stay strong and keep the peace, baby. Keep the peace, baby. Don't let them get you down out there, baby. You gotta wake up and take them and do them all. Cause I know you way out there in Florida, baby. But you gotta remember at the end of the day, baby, we all over the place. We the Saints Nation, baby.
No doubt. Who that, my man?
Who that, brother? Keep listening. Thank you for your support and your comments, brother.
You got it, bro.
Peace. That's the right one call. Appreciate your family. Good caller, man. Appreciate you for giving the family a call, man. And man, I just love our people, man. I love the Saints Nation, man. Intelligent Saints family, baby. Intelligent Saints family. Creature Adams. Start Taysom Hill. Teddy B won't cut it. Who that to you, Creature Adams? Chiming in on the chat. JT, Big Q, I'm ready for the stretch of games. Go Saints. Yeah, who that to you there, JT? Jamal says, I have several drunk uncles. JT, man, that's pretty tough, bro. That's pretty tough. All of them sound like a Reverend Saint. You got a problem, brother. Okay, we got another caller, bro. Let's go to the line and see. What's up, family? You're listening to the Sports Coma. Who I'm talking to?
Daryl Hatcher, what's happening, bro?
What's up, Daryl? How you feeling, baby?
I'm doing all right. What about you, doggy?
Man, I'm doing good, brother. I'm talking to the nation, trying to get everybody not to panic, man, and kind of keep it together, brother. What's on your mind, bro?
Nah, bro, I'm just thinking it's really not no time to panic or whatever, bro. We got Taysom for a reason. Sean Payton feel like, that this might happen one day. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I just think that that Teddy just needs to get, acclimated in with the first round with the first team offensive line, man.
Let me ask you this, Daryl. You making great points, bro. Let me ask you this for a second. When you seen that offensive line play the way they played against the Rams, and had Sean Payton turned to the bench and looked at you and say, Daryl, come on in here, bro. Drew's out, you in. Would you feel confident standing behind that line the way they played, bro?
I really can't blame them. The way I look at it, dog, it's not really the offensive line. How many snaps, how much time does he really play with the ones? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I think with a little bit more time, I think this week and weeks on, you know what I'm saying, I think that he's going to feel more comfortable. They're going to get, they're going to come over a cohesive unit. You know what I'm saying?
I agree with you.
So
go ahead, baby.
That's really why I don't think it's no time to panic, bro. You know what I'm saying? What I think they could do is if a receiver is out, I know that Jordan Humphrey and Malcolm Butler, they did take some snaps with Teddy.
Okay.
I think a familiar face out there may help them. It may, I don't know, but it's just my opinion. I don't think any of us know what's going to happen, but that's all we're doing is giving our opinions right now. And I really do believe that they're going to be all right, though. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I agree with you, bro. Listen, bro, even though it's just your opinion, it's very solid, bro. is well respected. I'm gonna tell you something, bro. You're 100% right on that about Teddy Bridgewater not having an opportunity to prepare like a quarterback's supposed to be prepared. He was basically thrusted into the game, limited play calling, and we just didn't play well as a unit to kind of help him. We talked about Jared Cook dropping 4 passes, bro. What the hell happened there? What happened with Mike Thomas dropping passes? What happened with the fact that Alvin Kamara only got one catch in that game? You know, and then the defense and other things that occurred as well. It was a comedy of errors, man. But as far as the Teddy Bridgewater thing, man, everybody got to understand, and I get what the family's saying about Taysom Hill, but the guy that gives you a better chance to win games right now, that's won games and he went to the playoffs, and is Teddy Bridgewater. We have the best backup quarterback situation in the league. A lot of teams can't say that, bro.
Picture the locker room right now with how the league would be. You see how these analysts are right now talking about throwing Taysom in there now. You know that'll be the talk of the NFL with Taysom going there right now. You got Teddy. They believe in Teddy. Drew. Sean did it for a reason. It's better to stick with Teddy right now.
Yes. Daryl, you're right, bro. I agree with you, bro. This is the thing with the analysts. They don't know jack squat. They pick a player that's like Taysom Hill. Taysom Hill is a good quarterback, like I just told the right one. Taysom is an excellent, he's a good player. But as far as quarterbacks right now, Sean Payton chose, he didn't go to turn to Taysom Hill to say, Taysom Hill, come on up in here and play quarterback. He turned and went to Teddy Bridgewater to win these games while Drew Brees is out. So we're going to have to get behind Teddy Bridgewater. We got to have a little confidence in Sean Payton to be able to graft a plan with Teddy Bridgewater, get everybody involved so we can at least win 4 of these 6 games before Drew comes back off that bye week, man. What you think about that, bro?
I believe it. I'm going to do you one better, bro. I think the Saints going to go to Seattle and handle business, bro.
All right.
I think they're going to go there and have Dallas. I'm not too sure about. No, Dallas coming to us, huh?
Dallas coming to us.
Oh, yeah. I think we going to take that, too.
I love it.
I think we going to take that, too.
Keep Daryl.
I think we will lose 1 or 2 games before Drew get back. I'm thinking what, though?
One game. I like that, bro. I like that. Which one game you think they'll have problems with? Which game you think?
It's gonna be one that we should lose.
Okay.
It's gonna be one of those. It may be Jacksonville. I'm not sure.
Might be Tampa. It won't. It would be.
Might be.
Yeah.
I don't think Tampa has enough. They got Sue or whatever, but I'm believing in this offensive line gonna come together and they're gonna get things right. They're gonna get comfortable with Teddy. And you know what I'm saying? It would be a good thing if they let Teddy move around a little bit more too.
Teddy Bridgewater. Yeah, well,
it would be a good thing. Because he would be another threat. He could do the same thing that Taysom did. I'm not saying he's big and strong as Taysom, but he could do the same thing, and he's a more accurate passer.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think we kind of losing on Teddy Bridgewater, man. When prepared correctly. Not few snaps here. When we're having a full week of practice to play with the offense and preparing with the offense, play call, and knowing what to do, getting the familiarity in the practice session should help that offense have a better outing than what it looked like when he was just thrust in the game. So let's get a man some time, man, to win some games, man. And he gonna need our support, man. So let's keep pumping that message out there, Daryl. That's a good message, baby.
Oh, yeah, and them penalties might have to stop too, big dog.
Yeah, no doubt. Them penalties ridiculous, man.
That's what killed us.
A lot of the penalties that were called against the Saints, man, were, I've never seen a game where every offensive lineman was called for a penalty. For a holding penalty. I've never seen that before. But yet I've turned on the tape and I watched it several times, and I've seen the Los Angeles Rams offensive line literally holding our defenders. Davenport was held ridiculously. Cam Jordan was held so much it's ridiculous, man. So it's just absolutely ridiculous, man, how some of this stuff is going on, bro. But we're going to keep the faith, though, bro, and keep it strong, man. Daryl, I appreciate the call, my friend. And stay tuned, bro. Keep watching, keep listening, baby, and keep the faith, baby.
Oh, yeah. I'm here every episode, bro.
Thank you, Daryl. Who that, baby? Who that? That's Daryl, family. Daryl calling into the space. Thank you, Daryl, for that great call, man. We need more great Saints family like Daryl, man. We really do. We need more great Saints family like Daryl. with that positive message, man. I love that, man. I love that. I love listening to that positive message that Daryl was just dropping, man. Almost he was dropping the same message as Reverend Saint, man. I mean, but just a lot more clearer and less baby in it. But anyway, let's keep it going though, family. On the live chat, the family, ODB said, let's see, let me kind of scroll. Lots going on in the chat, family. Let's keep it going. The number to call in, family, 504-475-4482. We had two really great callers, the right one and Daryl called in, man. Great callers, man. I appreciate you brothers for calling in on the show. Let's keep it going. We got another call calling in here as well. What's going on, family? You listen to the Sports Coma. Who am I talking to?
Hey, Big Q, Soldier for God, man.
What's good, baby? What's happening, man?
I'm out here in San Antonio. You know how it is out here with all this cowboys and cowgirls and these Houston Texans out here.
Oh man, don't tell me that, brother. You out there with all the wrong colors and they're throwing it all in your face, and the Cowboys won 2 games, blow out, and they talking they mess, aren't they?
Yeah, they messing with me because Drew Brees got hurt, and they call it a blowout with the Rams. It's all gravy, man. I ain't worrying about it. I got a question for you, man.
Yes, sir. What you got,
man? We've been seeing Eli Apple, man. What's up with Eli Apple, man? He like King Crawley, man. He don't want to turn his head around. He holding. Why they don't give Chauncey, what's that guy, the guy from Florida? Why don't they let him get in the game and see what he can do, man?
Soldier, bro, I was looking at Eli Apple in that Rams game, bro, and to be fair, bro, a lot of them, bro, all of them look bad in that game. A majority of them, the top 2 cornerbacks wasn't really. Marshawn was getting burned. He got burned on that deep ball to Cooks. Eli was allowing pass catching to happen. The Saints, and then Dennis Allen started playing a lot of zone, playing the corners back. He went away from the man. The man started playing cover. So I mean, it was really strange. Weird how it all played out, and just Eli Apple. This is the second straight game where he's not playing the ball right, and I don't know what's going on with that, bro. Because prior to that, he was showing the confidence to turn around and make the plays, and this is like fundamental stuff. If you play football, bro, the coach is going to tell you to not necessarily play the player, but play the ball. The guy's going to telegraph when the ball coming to him. Several times Eli Apple had a chance to make interceptions. The catch that was made on him in the Houston Texans game by Will Fuller behind his back while he was flailing away facing him.
All he had to do was to turn around.
All he had to do, bro, was turn around. He had a pick. I don't know what's going on with Eli Apple with that, bro. I don't know why we're seeing so much. Another question is not lamb-based to Patrick Robinson, because he probably played better than any cornerback we had against the Rams, sad to say. But I don't know why he's on the field. I don't know why we're not using Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. And I'm thinking, bro, I don't get that part of the game. I don't get the part of that game plan where we need to change it up. But Sean Payton did say, bro, in the press conference that he was going to make some changes. So it's got to be tied to the secondary. He couldn't just be talking about the offensive line. The secondary has been the worst unit. I have to give it to him, bro. And you give me your take on that. Is out of all the Saints units that's been playing, the secondary has been the worst playing unit of all of them. What you think about that?
I agree with you on that, man. I definitely agree with you on that. Like you said, Lattimore is like he in a slump right now. He getting burned. It's like he took like 2 steps back. Marcus Williams is trying to tackle with his head down instead of looking what he's going to hit.
Right.
He had an opportunity to stop Todd Gurley from jumping in the end zone if he would have picked his head up.
Yeah.
He could have knocked him out of bounds.
Right.
But yet, no, he's steady diving with his head down, not even looking. Well, man, we play football, man. Keep your eye on the player, and you hit them, man.
Right.
What's up with that, man?
Bro.
I'm not getting it. And everybody got these high praises for Marcus Williams. Well, you need to tell him how to tackle again, because he ain't doing it right.
You know what, Soldier, bro? Let me tell you something, bro. You're on point with that one, because let me tell you, Marcus Williams, I called it out on the podcast maybe several podcasts ago. Marcus Williams had the same type of whiff tackle he did against the Minnesota Vikings. When he was supposed to blow Deshaun Watson up on the goal line, he whiffed at him. He did the same whiff tackle that he did. And see, you can't, and people, and let me tell you something, bro. That's why I like show platforms like the platform we have, our platform here, the family, because you're not going to get nobody to tell you about that play. All of them didn't even, they pretended like it didn't happen, and I can't stand that. If you're going to call the game and call the game, call the damn game. Don't sit up here and look at it like one time, bro, not one person said this. Not one person made mention of the fact that not just the ball, when the ball was knocked out Goff's hand, Cam picked it up and ran for the touchdown. Bro, did you see the play when it happened again where Davenport slapped the ball out of his hand, out of Goff's hand, slapped it out of his hand? They called it incomplete. That was a fumble. They replayed it, and I said, man, that's a fumble. The television people, Troy Aikman, the tool that he is, didn't see the play, didn't say a damn thing about it. Played it, then they just kept it going. It was absolutely, I was like, man, what the heck is going on here? But it's like hey, bro, it's the same deal, though. If you look at how the Saints been playing, man, we not helping ourselves here, bro. We know the referee's going to come with the madness. And even though they botched that fumble, that turned out that fumble for a touchdown, you usually get the play where the referee comes back and give you a gimme just to show you, okay, my bad, I'm gonna do it. Them bastards ain't give us no gimme. They just kept making call after call after call against us, holding after holding. Now you can call holding damn near on every play, but it's really crazy to me that we were able to get holding calls on every one of our offensive linemen. But the Rams, they was clean all day down, all.
They was holding Cameron Jordan. I mean, they was holding him like crazy, man. You know, like you said, I seen it myself. Every time he came around, it's like his whole head was, you know, getting bent back. Man, I'm like, damn, was he holding? What a flag at?
Right.
You know?
Right.
No calls, no nothing, man.
Right.
They just got it bad for the Saints, man. I don't know what it is. Roger Goodell with his. I'm about to get one of them shirts, man. Shirts, man.
And so, Soldier.
Referees are just like the Saints, man.
Soldier. I tell you what, Soldier. They got a new one coming out, man. It's a new dad slap shirt. We got one called "If You Disrespect My Saints." You know, we got the dad slap shirt out, family, and it's if you disrespect the Saints. Or my Saints in the sports coma, our dad slap your ass, and they got who that on there. That's a real popular shirt. We got a second part coming out with the dad slap shirt with a cat. I ain't gonna say who it is, but he's slapping the hell out of a referee on the shirt. So it's a real good. We got 2 shirts coming. Got a couple of more coming out, bro. It'll be out probably early next week. We got the dad slap part 2 will be a real popular shirt. But yeah, bro, score you one of them Goodell Chump Missioner shirts, bro. A lot of people liking them. They got people, bro, that ain't even Saints fans buying them shirts because they don't like Roger Goodell ass.
Well, man, you keep up the good work, man. Stay focused, man. God bless you, man. And I just, hope you keep, being blessed and keep doing what you're doing, bro.
Hey, bro, thank you, Soldier, for God, man. Bro, I appreciate you, brother. Much love to you, cuz. Who that to you, baby, and keep them positive words, bro.
Yeah, I'm going to have to come back home, and get me some gumbo. Don't nobody out here in San Antonio know how to cook no damn good.
Say, bro, it's a shame, bro. We got a lot of family that's away from home, bro. It's the same thing, bro. They think they cooking out there, but they ain't doing it right, baby. They just not doing it.
They ain't putting their foot in it.
All right, cuz, appreciate you, baby. Keep it up, bro, and thank you for your support, my brother.
All right, man. God bless.
All right, same to you, cuz. Peace. All right, another great call, man. That was Soldier for God 77. Thank you, family, for calling. Thank the great family members for calling in the live stream, man. Numbers 504-475-4482. Had some really great callers. I appreciate the family for chiming in. Daryl with his great call, as well as My partner, the right one. Appreciate the family members, man. Soldier for God way in San Antonio, man. Keeping the black and gold strong, man. The right one in Florida, in Orlando, Florida, I think. And Daryl doing his thing as well. So I thank the family members for their wonderful calls, man. Spreading some positivity and some humor for a lot of the Saints family out there that's feeling a little down, man. But anyway, let's keep it going on in the live chat. Creature Adam says, how does he need another season? The man clearly is a better option from decision making and dual threat capabilities. Let's see. Let me think. I think the screen might have scrolled on me for a second. Let's see. Okay. JT says Sean Payton is the best coach against adversity. Got them all big letters. We didn't have a coach 1 year. Now no QB. Sean, JT is absolutely, y'all, that's a great comment, JT. Thank you for that. He says Sean Payton is the best coach against adversity. Sean Payton is a mastermind, bro. When it's all said and done and Sean Payton hangs him up, they're going to be talking about Sean Payton like they talk about Bill Walsh in the West Coast offense. Trust and believe that. I'm telling y'all what it is. Sean Payton has been orchestrating this offense. He's been in New Orleans for over 10 years. He's had Drew here for over 10 years. He has competitively and consistently had top 5 offenses during his duration here. That is very difficult to do, family, especially when you're in the NFL. They specialize in creating schemes and plans to stop you from doing what you're doing. But for whatever reason, they haven't been able to come up with anything to stop the New Orleans Saints. That is absolutely outstanding. Think about that for a second, family. I know we spoiled a bit, just like the Boston fans are spoiled with Tom Brady's championships and all the crap that goes on up there. But we have to think about that. We were spoiled for 13 years of no injuries from Drew Brees. The team is not just Drew Brees, even though he's the head of the snake, so to speak. The team is still the team. Cam Jordan is still a Pro Bowler. We still have solid players all the way around this team. You know, we have players we have stars and Thomas and Kamara and people. We have not only star players, but we have star role players. I know we don't hear that often, but they do have star role players that play their role up and beyond the call of duty. The Saints have that, and they have that because they have all that talent and all those great players because of the coaches. The coaches prepared them properly. We had an off game against a team. A situation just went all awry. Bad calls, bad play by offensive line, out of sync, out of rhythm. We lose our star quarterback. We get our backup quarterback not fully briefed, not truly prepared. And you have a team as fierce defensively as the Rams. It was the worst time for that to happen in an away game with all the pressure of the previous crap that happened from the NFC Championship game of last year. So what I'm saying is, family, is that we have to take in consideration, like JT just said about Sean Payton. Sean Payton's going to get Teddy Bridgewater together. Don't expect him to turn into Joe Montana against the Seattle Seahawks, but that's not what it's about. This becomes game manager mode. Pretty much what it is don't take any sacks to put us back. Don't throw in any interceptions. Let's just move the offense methodically. Let's get back into the running game because we are a really good running team when we just put together and just burrow down and just power through. We are a great running team. We need to remember that, family. We are a great pound team. We get caught up in the semantics of throwing the ball and winging, and that's good. But at the end of the day, remember, family, that we are a pound team. We can run that ball too. We got Big Latavius in there who can fall forward, get you 4 yards. We got to utilize these players. We got to utilize our strengths and take pressure off of Bridgewater. Jared Cook catch the damn ball. Mike Thomas catch the ball. We know you're going to catch the ball. Utilize Alvin Kamara. Move him around. If you got to move him outside into the slot to create mismatches, to get the ball to Teddy, to build a rhythm, whatever you got to do, we got to do it. The defense has to step up, stop the run. The defense has to put pressure on and contain. Remember, this is Russell Wilson. This guy is as accurate on the run outside of the pocket as he is inside of the pocket. So not only do we have to put pressure on little Russell, but we have to make sure we contain him too. We can't over pursue out to get him in and he steps up in the pocket and just squirts through a lane and takes off for 10, 15 yards in the center of the team. some kind of way we have to understand too, as a very pivotal way, the Saints have to spy Russell Wilson. We got to spy him. Demario Davis or Kiko Alonso, whatever. You're going to have to spy Russell Wilson. You can't leave him back there and put pressure. You're going to have to spy him because he's too dangerous. And then like we just talked to a couple of the brothers that called in, talked about the secondary. How my boy Soldier for God, who just was talking about how bad Eli Apple. Eli has got to step it up, okay? And another thing too to draw out that family, for which is food for thought, is that remember, order for the Saints. You know, remember we talked about the previous couple of shows. A lot of people not understanding it fully. And not really getting it. And what I'm saying is, it takes the Saints but y'all tell me if I'm wrong here, if I haven't told y'all this before. It takes the Saints at least 2 to 4 games before they look like themselves. Even remember the year when the Saints lost 3 to 4 games starting the season off, and then they went on that crazy winning streak when they won like 9 or 10 games. Remember that started the year off. It was a dismal start to the year. People was talking bad about it. They utilized the first 2 or 4 games like the preseason games until they can build a rhythm. That's the same thing happening today, plus the injury thrown into it. But we got enough people. We do have enough talent on this team, family, to win these games. I'm going to just keep it real with you. Anyway, let's keep hitting up the chat. And Devin says Taysom needs another season. Creature Adams says, how does he need another season? The man clearly is the better option for decision-making and dual threat capabilities. But Creature, let me tell you this. Taysom Hill does have a lot of abilities, but it's the same argument I put up when people talk about Andrews Pete and how Andrews Pete could be a lot better than what he is had Sean Payton not constantly move him around on the offensive line. He would have been as good as he would have been a Pro Bowler. Allowing the player to stay at one position and learn that position and master that position is the key to it all. Taysom Hill, Andrews Pete played both guard spots, left and right, both tackle spots. And they expect him to be, and finally let him settle at left guard. And he became a really good left guard. Then when something happened to Armstead, they kick him out the left tackle to play for Armstead position. When that stuff like that happens, trust and believe it slows your development down on what you're trying to do. You're trying to learn one position, next thing you playing a tackle position, in the pinch. I'm saying that takes away a bit. And I'm not saying Taysom Hill is not a good quarterback. I'm saying Taysom Hill, according to what Sean Payton is showing us, he's not ready. If he was, then we'd be seeing Taysom Hill against Seattle and not Teddy Bridgewater. They're going to still use Taysom Hill as a wide receiver. Is he a better wide receiver or tight end or special teams player than he is a quarterback? Is he? Obviously, if you look at it, Sean Payton's telling you, yes, he is, because he's starting him over Taysom Hill. So I don't get what everybody keep talking about Taysom Hill. Listen, I'm not discounting Taysom Hill. Man, I love Taysom Hill. I love his toughness, his ferocity. He's a good player to me. But as far as the quarterback is concerned, and I hear what you're saying with his ability to run and pass, but Teddy Bridgewater is not a statue. Teddy Bridgewater can scramble too. Have we forgot this? We forgot that Teddy has wheels that he could take off too. He ain't as fast as Taysom, but Teddy Bridgewater could take off on you too. I'm saying that to say this, man. At the end of the day, this is the correct choice to get us through these stretches of game until we get our Hall of Fame quarterback back. We're just gonna have to watch how it plays. Rude Boy 25, who that baby, says TB needs to throw the ball, give them boys a chance at least. Thank you, Rude Boy. Creature says, and the true offensive line got whipped, but how many wouldn't with that defensive front? True, but we've dealt with that defensive front before, bro. When we played the Rams last year in the regular season, we dominated them, and they had Ndamukong Suh on that line. We dominated them. So what I'm saying is the Saints offensive line can handle anything anybody throws at them. We had an off game that day, but I promise you they won't have an off game again. This the best line in pro football, man. They struggled a bit, but you're going to see them. They're going to refocus and get it together. Elite Good says, you can't hold the ball for 20 seconds and expect our line to hold up against anyone, especially the Lambs. Good point, Elite. He does hold the ball because he's unsure where he's going to. He's trying to go through his progressions. His quarterback clock in his head: 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, 6 Mississippi. All that's the quarterback clock in your head that most people that play football. I played football at the playground, played in high school. And that's the snap in your head that the coach will teach you to have 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. It's a clock that you're supposed to have. You're also supposed to have pocket awareness to know when the pocket's collapsing around you and when that you need to step up to make a play. Teddy Bridgewater, when the pocket was getting frazzled, Teddy Bridgewater would not step up and make throws. He'll just kind of glide to the left or right, and that will hurt him. That will open his chances up to get sacked. He got to learn to fill a pocket, step up in the pocket. He will get better with more snaps and familiarity in that offense. You know what I'm saying? I've said often that this is not the same Teddy Bridgewater because he's not totally comfortable in the Saints offense, which is a QB-friendly offense. Sooner or later, he will get an opportunity. And besides, this is a really interesting time right now, family, to see whether or not Teddy Bridgewater is the future quarterback of this team, whether you notice or not. Like one of the papers or the website said, it was an article about it, is we're getting an audition right now, 6-game audition to see if Teddy Bridgewater is the future of the Saints team. Could he win? If Teddy Bridgewater can guide this team over the next 6 games to a 4-2 record, it's hard for us to say if he guides them to 4-2 that he can't possibly be the next apparent quarterback. So a lot of questions will be answered during this stretch, and I'm excited to see how it goes, to be honest with you. ODB said, at this point, I wish I would start Taysom just so he can bomb and y'all stop with this hype train. Defenses will load the box and put a spy on Taysom and force him to beat them with his arms. ODB got a great point there, man. You know, it's different when they game plan you. Like right now, they're not really game planning Taysom Hill. But when they stack the box against him because they know what he likes to rough and they force him to throw the ball, we'll see what kind of is. I'm telling you right now, Taysom needs to get better in that. It's not his time yet. Well, let's let Bridgewater, he's more of an experienced quarterback. He's seen a little bit more. He's been in deep playoffs. Let's see what he can do first before we talk about giving it to Taysom Hill. Besides, Taysom Hill's versatility on offensive special teams is more needed right now than him being at the quarterback position. That's what I was saying about utilizing him at all these positions. Then if you won't play quarterback, you lose all your gadgetry dealing with him. So, I mean, it's a two-edged sword, so to speak. Paul says the San Francisco 49ers has happened to them. Joe Montana got hurt, then Steve Young got hurt, and Steve Bono got hurt, then Bill Musgrove stepped in. So man interest can kill you at some position. Paul's a great historian. Cheryl says Teddy B got to stop throwing the ball so hard. It's a football, not a baseball. Is it possible to choose the wrong league? Cheryl hitting him. Very good point, Cheryl. I love that commentary. But we got to understand, too, that he's trying to fit the football where it don't belong. That's why you're throwing it in there like that. Remember, Drew Brees throws to a spot on the field. That's why you don't have that many interceptions. He don't try to force the ball in the hands of the wide receiver when the cornerback is there. He will guide the wide receiver to a spot. Teddy Bridgewater isn't doing that. He's not guiding his wide receivers to a spot like Drew Brees does. And that's dealing with the fact that he's comfortable enough to know where to throw the ball at. Forcing the ball in the double coverage like he did when he tried to throw it to Jared Cook on a third or fourth down play, try to force it into him, and the guy batted the ball away. He threw it behind him. So baseball in the passes and that is usually trying to do that when you're trying to baseball the pass to a tight window. That's something that I think Ted, he has a gun, but he's gonna have to get better with knowing to choose and pick his windows. Thank you for that, Cheryl. Let's keep it moving, family. Asking the fan. Thank you, Demi. Said all good points in Teddy Breeze. Devin says the line is use Drew getting the ball out quick. They will adjust mix and Taysom time to time like they already do. Okay, let me read that again so I can get a full understanding. The line is use Drew getting the ball out quick. They will adjust mix and Taysom time they already would do. Thank you, Devin, for that. Let's continue to go. Elite said, we straight. We won't be if he isn't incorporated into the playbook where he can make a difference. JT says 1 game at a time. Elite coincides with that. Creature says Teddy has been in the offense a year already. He has been in the offense already, Creature, but he hadn't been playing consistently in the offense. That's the difference. It's different when you taking over the offense and you the man over stretches of games. You know, when you the man over stretches of games as opposed to filling in during practice time. Filling in during practice time and being the man over a long stretches there, it's totally different. He might play in the preseason for a few plays or 2 or 3 quarters or what have you, but it's a different effect. And most of the time when he was playing, he played against a few offensive players and starters, and when he was in the preseason, it's a different animal in the regular season. Your blood boils up a little high, your eyes open up. You playing against number 1 opposition the entire game and not stretches at a quarter. But the thing is, this guy is qualified. Let's get this together. This guy's qualified. He's qualified. He's been to